Welcome to Advice from a Young Tradesman TV, the partner YouTube channel of the Advice from a Young Tradesman podcast. I am your host of both, Noah Cantor, and despite all the snow behind me, I'm going to put out a video right now of a deck from summer of 2020. I shot a bunch of footage and never did anything with it, and it just got post-produced, so here's the intro now. I get a ton of requests about how I clean, strip, oil decks, all that stuff, so here's just another little project profile that I hope will educate and maybe entertain a little. It was my first time GoProing, so we'll see how that went. And last thing before we get to that, I want to thank the Painting Contractors Association, the PCA, for their generous support of this channel and for people like me making videos like this. If you want to know more about the PCA, check out the link in the show notes. You will not regret it. So without further ado, let's get to the video. All right, Noah here on a deck restoration project. What we have here is a deck that was built a few years ago. The middle is cedar. Some of the perimeter boards, stairs, and railing tops are Ipe. The rest, railings, all cedar. When it was originally built, a kind of bad water-based product was applied on it, and let's see how it's doing now. Not good. This is 3 years, I believe. It has held on over here. There's still a film there that we got to break, but over where it's gotten a little more weathering, it has more or less rubbed off. Railings are still pretty intact, although the flats aren't. That'll all get stripped. Water-based film forming finishes do not work very well on Ipe, and as you can see, it is mostly come off. So what we have to do first is chemically strip it using Restore-A-Deck with these two boosters, sprayed with my favorite backpack sprayer on earth, this bad boy. So what we've done, because we don't want any of the stripper to splatter and start to stain or melt the solid stain that's there, we have plasticed everything off so we can just spray with Wild Abandon. The final vision for this is going to be the Ipe boards are going to go a darker brown. We're going to kind of make them the contrast, and then the cedar, that's just going to be a nice amber cedar look. And one more thing to mention, decking boards are way too close here, and I mostly cleared them out with a 5-in-1. That's a really important thing to do before you start a decking project, because if there's a ton of gunk in between all these boards, when you mist this on with your backpack sprayer or however you apply it, it's not really gonna get in there. So, we cleaned out most of it. It was very, very full. So that's a really important first step if you actually want to clean in between the boards. And just a quick note, carpenters should never have put it this close. That is going to decrease the lifespan of this deck, unfortunately. All right, so I'm about ready to spray the stripper. As you can see, I have a little bit of a raincoat on because I'm going to be reaching up to spray under there. A mist could come and get me. I'm going to be wearing this respirator just because you don't want to vaporize this stuff and then breathe it. And then some eye protection. And we have everything we cleaned yesterday, just kind of tack masked off, just because we want to keep that wood looking beautiful. We have bushes covered. We would not be doing this if this was in the sun, because we would greenhouse them and kill them. Luckily, the mornings on this deck are shady, which is why we're doing it now. Last step is throw these gloves on, put the backpack on. We're gonna start on the flats. We want to get the flat stuff all taken care of before we start doing the verticals and dripping down more stuff onto them. You never want to have wet chemical dripping down onto dry substrate beneath that you haven't stripped yet. You want to get it all flooded, then go down. Okay, so quick check-in. How do you know when it's ready to hose down? This has been on for about 2 minutes. This is Ipe. And you test it with a stiff bristle brush before you wash it off. If stuff comes up that easily, then you're done. Let's check on the cedar railings. Same thing, look at that. That is emulsification at work. This cruddy old finish just came off like that. That was after 2 minutes. So when you get to that point, what you do is you flood with water.
Okay, so now that everything is softened up and ready to rinse, I put on the X-Jet nozzle that is technically a chemical pump nozzle. I use it for rinsing more than anything else. It does a really good job at toning down the 4,000 psi and 4 gallons per minute and just creating a nice fan pattern. It's relatively gentle, so that I'm flushing a lot of water across the substrate without damaging it. You know, especially decks like this, they're cedar. I don't want to tear that up. I just want to remove what the chemicals have dissolved. Also, as you can see, I'm picking one side of the railings, you know, one side of the spindles, doing two sides of the spindle, same thing the whole way down, then switching directions, keep on going. Got to create a system like that and be efficient so you don't miss, because that creates backwards motion later.
So now we can actually see what we're going to be going for. As you can see, Ipe is nice and dark, cedar's nice and light, and railings are all clean. The next step is brightener. But before brightener happens, I like to basically sweep all standing water off the sides of the deck. And you do that because you don't really want to put another chemical that's supposed to interact with the wood into these puddles. This deck is particularly bad at draining. The boards are spaced a little too close together, but all decks are going to hold water a bit. But again, you just don't want it to be like that. That, okay, that, no good. This is what we're looking at after it has dried for a little while. I actually misted it where the sun is hitting it, largely because when you put any sort of chemical application on, you want the substrate to be either equally wet, equally dry, equally damp. You don't want to be putting it on, you know, pockets of bone dry over there and soaking wet over here and kind of damp here. You're going to get different results because the chemical is going to get diluted a little bit. Basically, the theory is you are misting and saturating all this sort of damp wood with the brightener at the correct concentration. And then you'll notice within a minute, usually, you're going to notice the wood just getting way, way lighter as you go across and mist it. Ipe really brightened up quite a bit on the stairs. And how about that cedar? It's like a whole new deck. I hope that you can remember from the last clip, you know, for me it looks way, way brighter. And look at that railing system. Badass. Okay, we are oiling away. Just want to show you a couple things we do during that. So we are starting, you know, when it was stripping, it was start at the bottom, go to the top. Now when we oil, we start at the top and go to the bottom. So for something like this, anytime I am staining above dry decking boards that are gonna get stained, I will plastic that off. I like this 3M orange like paper replacement stuff. It doesn't really, you know, it can get wet, it can get oily, it doesn't matter. You do get a lot of little flecks and speckles, and you don't really want that absorbing into your wood first, into this open, perfect bare wood, because then you can potentially see those little flecks, and that just doesn't look professional. So I like to plastic that off. So spindles and slats are getting done. It's a really good picture at the corner, undone, done. More done over there. So the next couple hours, we're just going to be attacking the railing system. As you can see, it's looking awesome. We have these Ipe caps on the cedar railings. We have the Ipe perimeter, and we'll knock the rest of that out very shortly and get all that cedar stained in the middle, and then be on our way. All right, and a quick note on the products I'm using and why. Both of these are penetrating finishes that are not meant to build a film up on the surface, and that's a really important distinction. Things that build a film are gonna look awesome for a little while, and then when they fail, they're really gonna fail. What I prefer just for regular, consistent, easy maintenance is letting wood drink it up. It's gonna get a little faded in 1 to 3 years depending on exposure. And then it's just a simple wash and a recoat, and you're not having to remove a broken film, a failed film like we did on this one in the future. It is just let it wear, let it weather, recoat it. We're never building to that failure point. So we are applying pretty conservatively, just a light coat, let it absorb. You don't want anything pooling on the surface after a few minutes. If that is happening, you're probably gonna wanna wipe that off with a rag, because it could be tacky the next day or form shiners that will eventually fail like a film forming finish if they ever dry. Almost all manufacturers have penetrating oil-based finishes. It's less about which one you use and more if you use it correctly. So you can see I'm cutting with the small brush. I'm going about a ½ an inch over onto the next board. Now this one gets out of the way. Dunk that in there. Now we go to the big boy. Big bucket goes on the boards that I'm staining. So when you drip on it, you can come back and do that. The first passes, you're just spreading it out. Okay, now I have even coverage. Now, this is where these nice soft bristles come in handy. You just work them into the cracks there. Always back brushing onto the last ones you did. Being really mindful to get in between those cracks. I like to kind of go over butt ends like that just to drain a little more oil into that end grain. Brushing a little bit past what you just did. Come back. Done. Usually I do the small brush for this, but I'm feeling dangerous today. When I approach butt ends like this, you can see there's some Ipe over there. I'll just kind of get a lot of oil at the end so that it falls over the edge of that board and gets absorbed by the end grain. Not a great way to get it otherwise. Okay, and that portion is done. Working my way down these Ipe stairs. Look at the figuring on that one, and I just want everyone to watch it get oiled. It's a shame that this piece of wood is so close to the dirt down here, and it's gonna get all ugly soon. But for this week, for today, it's gonna be beautiful. All right. Wow. Look at that. I don't like how the carpenter did most of this deck. The board spacing is awful, but if it was intentional to put this beauty at the end, it's partial forgiveness. All right, so we are done. Let's give a bird's eye view, as much as a 6-foot ladder can give me. There it is. So that's a wrap. I will say goodbye from the lilac bush. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, please leave any comments or questions below. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.